Hey everybody, Chad Schimmel here at Turner's Warehouse, and today I wanted to talk about show setups because the fall season is coming. There's going to be a lot of art shows and a lot of shows where you can sell what you make in your shop. So today I wanted to give you my 5 key things that I always do at shows that really help. First thing, and probably most important to me, is the display. You want to have a good looking table. Most places, well, I shouldn't say most, some places provide tables, some don't. If you bring your own tables, there's a couple things you want to keep in mind. You want a nice tablecloth. You want to have something that makes your table look good. If you can, you want to press it before, make sure they're clean, and you want it to just have a nice appealing look to the whole table setup. Second thing is you want to raise those tables up. We used to always take folding tables and we would cut PVC tubes to raise them up about a foot. And that does 2 things. One is it keeps little hands away from your high dollar stuff. And 2 is it gets it up higher to where people can look at it easier versus a folding table that they have to bend over for. And what you'll find is with a higher table, people will look longer and they'll end up spending more. Next with display comes your product. So we're gonna talk about pens. Always have your pens on a nice stand. You can see between this and this, what looks better. An organized stand looks much better. It also shows people that you have pride in your work and you want to display it nicely. With that, I always put pens in collections. So you can see these are all stock blank pens. I always have a group of them together, and I might even have a sample of a stock or something right in front to kind of show what it is. By doing that, it generates interest and it gives people all the options you have in that. Now, if you have, let's say you made 30 stock pens, don't put all 30 out there. Put a nice assortment of different styles, maybe a roller ball, a fountain, a ballpoint, a couple different colors, and give them an assortment, but don't give them everything because a lot of times too much is too much. All right, my number 2 thing is table draw. This is very important if you're doing an art show or a festival where there's just a lot of people and they're walking by quick. You want something that pulls them to your table. So when I did shows here in Arizona, I always had rattlesnake pens, rattlesnake skin, and I always had cholla cactus. So what I would do is I had this really cool fake rattlesnake that was all coiled up and sitting there, and it was sitting behind my rattlesnake pens. And people would walk up to look at the snake, not even knowing there were pens there. And that's how I could engage them and say, oh yeah, these are made with rattlesnake skin. Same with the cholla cactus. I'd have a piece of cholla cactus there. People would walk up to see what it was, and that's how I could talk to them about it. So table engagement's really important. You want people to come up, but you want them to kind of do it out of curiosity and naturally versus just dragging them up. With that, you want those collections in little groups so that they have a focus when they come to your table. If you have a stock here and a stock there and a snake here and a snake there, it's harder for people to shop. If they can shop one type of thing all in one place, it's much easier. Number 3, very important, is price range. You want to have a good price range, and you need to know your audience. You need to know where you're selling. If you're selling at a lower income area, you don't want $500 pens only. You want a range. Now, my theory always was I needed to have several high dollar, crazy price pens at the back of my display to where people could look at them and say, $500 for a pen? No way. Oh, here's one that's $40. I can afford that. And this guy makes $500 pens, but I can get one of his for $40. And it's just a psychological thing of getting more than they're paying because they see what you can do. Also, price range is important because you can use shows and events to purge inventory that you either don't like or it's been there too long. I always have a $25 rack at my shows, and the $25 rack is stuff I just want gone. I don't care. I just want something for it. I just want it gone. But it's a great bargain and people really dig it. Number 4 is having an offer and an upgrade. And what I mean by that is I always have a sign that says free box or pen pouch with every pen. And I do that. I give a free box. Now it's a cheap box. It's usually $1 box or less, or a velvet pen pouch, and I include one with every pen. But I always have an upgrade. A great example is the Bolt Action pen. I always have the little tactical pen box there for $10, and I think those cost 5 or 6. So it's a nice little upgrade. It's not going to make you rich, but it's going to add to your bottom line, and it's going to make your customer really happy when they get something really cool and it wasn't much extra to upgrade it. So have an offer like a free box with every pen, and have upgrade options. Sometimes you might have 2 or 3 upgrade options if you have different boxes. All right, number 5, and this is also very important, is engagement. I've been to a lot of shows selling and just checking things out and watching, and what I've noticed is a lot of artists or crafters or creators are good at creating stuff, but they're terrible at selling. So if you can be a good seller, that's going to be a huge advantage. And what I mean by that is talk to the people who come to your table. I'm not talking like, circus calling them, get over here, come on up, free, whatever. Don't do that, that's ridiculous. But when somebody walks by, say hi, how you doing? Hey, check out these pens, I made them out of vintage stocks. Get them interested, engage with them, chit chat with them. You just gotta make them hear the story and get them wanting what you are passionate about and what you make, and that's when the sale comes easy. So those are my 5 key things that I do at shows. And I will tell you, I was pretty successful at art shows, and I still do one every now and then. And those are my 5 things that I always do, and I found that they really work well. So I hope that helps you. Please like and subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, hit us up at turnerswarehouse.com.